Tonight on beer review for Dafydd Puw, it's Erdinger Dunkel. Hi Dav, welcome. And thanks for joining me. I hope you're sat down, relaxing, having a big juicy poo, ready to find out about the next exciting bottle of beer I've got. So I did read some stuff on the Tesco page about this, I've forgotten now, but of course it was basically saying how amazingly lovely it was. Let's see, it's a wheat beer, I think, because it's called Weisserbrow. Dunkel, I'm not too sure what that means. It does say at the top that has the Bavarian double maturity method, which maybe Dunkel means double, possibly. I remember my friend Christian telling me that he was a Dunkel when his sister was having her second baby, which meant he was a double uncle, a Dunkel. I'll just pause it a minute. You know, but I'll just keep going. Leave that in the glass and taste out the bottle. That's quite nice. It's quite a. Do I mean sharp flavour? It's bubbly, maybe not sharp. It does taste dark. Maybe kind of a bit wheaty, I suppose. It doesn't taste of wheat. I mean, it tastes like the last wheat beer I had. It's alright. Maybe slightly chocolatey, like kind of like how the Brewdog layer cake perhaps should have tasted. If Brewdog layer cake, no, hang on, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's got a slightly chocolatey hint, like Brewdog layer cake had a big, strong chocolatey flavour. It was horrible. So sorry to waste your time, Dav. Just won't be long now. You can wipe your bum. Right, Dav. I've pretty much finished the bottle. It's officially finished. It's kind of, I don't know, nah. I'm going to give it 5 Dafydd Puws out of 10. And they're 5 mediocre Dafydd Puws out of 10. Oh, there's a baby monitor. See you next time. So this next section is Q&A, which stands for questions and Alex. Now, I had invited you, Dav, and Evil Pete to go and send me questions, and of course, only Evil Pete sent me questions. I'd imagine if Dav had have sent me any questions, he'd probably send one question. That question would be, why are you still making these flipping videos, Alex? Why don't you just stop? And that's not a very nice thing to say, really. I'm just going to ignore you and carry on with Pete's questions. So these are the questions that Evil Pete has sent to me. And I apologise in advance for anyone noticing the astonishingly low battery percentage I've got on my phone at the moment. I don't normally let it get that low. Anyway, how has presenting beer review changed your life? No, I'd say presenting beer review has not changed my life. I mean, obviously, I make beer reviews now and I didn't before, but has that had any impact? I don't think so. I suppose it's given me and Evil Pete something to talk about, and but that's about it. What have you learned about beer that you didn't previously know? What have I learned about beer that I didn't previously know? Not much. I've done an appallingly small amount of research for this video series. I think I've learned the difference between real ale and craft beer. And then that's about it, really. Do you still think beer tastes better out of the bottle than the glass? Now, I have tasted most of the beers I've had, like straight out of the glass, straight out of the bottle, or out of the glass, or out of the can, or whatever, to see if there is any taste difference. And in most cases, the taste is different. And I would say it's not so much the flavour, it's the fizziness. You get like a sort of an instant fizz on the tongue if it's straight out of the bottle. Moreover with bottles and cans. And I just prefer that in general. So yeah, I would say in most cases I'd prefer it straight out of the bottle or straight out of the can compared to pouring it in a glass first. Would you rather travel back in time with some beers and go round telling people you invented beer and show them, or travel to an alien planet and show aliens some nice beers? Now that is a good question. Time travel and space travel aside, I think I'd probably prefer to show the aliens some nice beers. But you know, they both sound good, really. I probably wouldn't like lie to people throughout history telling them that I invented beer. You'd have to go back pretty far in time to actually find a time when they didn't have beer, because it was invented thousands of years ago. So you'd be talking to, like, you know, basically real cavemen. So yeah, I'll go for the aliens. So Pete, I've got a couple of questions for you. So first question, which was your favourite beer review for Dafydd Puw theme tune to make?
I think my favourite song to record is one that hasn't actually been featured yet for some reason, but it is James Bond, and it is Goldfinger. Dafydd Puw, he's the man who watches beer review. I don't know the last chord, but that's the favourite one.
Second question, have you bought any beer that has been at a high score or even low score? Have you ever bought any of the beer that I've reviewed based on the fact I reviewed it?
And what's the final question? Bought any beer that you've reviewed specifically because you reviewed it? No, because I don't shop at Tesco. I don't shop at Tesco. And the only other beers are the ones that sent you in the post to review. There we go. I think if I had to pick one that I've not tried, specifically based on a review, I mean, I would like to try Brewdog Layer Cake just to see if it's as bad as you say. Oh, and that one, the Spanish one that Esther told you to get, I got a 10. I think that was the first 10. I'd like to try that one.
If you could go back in time and see any person throughout history, famous or not famous or not, living or dead, would you tell them about beer review for Dafydd Puw, or would you just talk about other stuff?
If I could go back in time and tell anyone about beer review for Dafydd Puw, I'd go back to this point in time. whispered in his night ears, there's gonna be beer review for Dafydd Puw. Anyway, peace, love and light.